afternoon to our doctor. So our team 6, will be presenting about the low fidelity prototype demo. And here's our team members, which is me, Edward, and then Omar, Abu, and Abiyyu. So today we'll be covering about 3 different topics. The first one will be introduction and problem from stakeholders, and then second will be epic propose, and last but not least, our epic user stories and low fidelity prototype for each of the team members. So let's move on to the introduction. So basically, DHL uses a system called activity time tracker to keep track of the tasks that the team members do each day. And then team members have to write down what tasks they work on, or how long it took, and how much they did before ending their day. But the system is rather inefficient because everything has to be entered manually, which often leads to missing or incomplete information and makes it hard for manager to plan properly. So from this, our objective is to design a system that's simple to use and make it quick and easy to log daily work activities. So next, I will talk about the epics that we propose for this proposed statement. So from our first epic, we created intuitive and efficient interface so that the system user can perform tasks quickly and with minimal confusion or delay. And then as for our second epic, we created a detailed history of actions and changes so that the team member can track down what has been done and when or by whom for greater transparency and accountability. And then for our epic tree, we created task time tracking data so that the manager can understand how the time is spent across tasks and better manage the team capacity and workload distribution. So next, we for our Epic 4, we created error message or notifications so that team member or manager can ensure that the task entries are accurate and verifiable so that they can trust the data and base decision or evaluation on reliable inputs. And then next we have Epic 5, which is we created task progress view and then time logs in real time so that manager or team member can make immediate adjustment and then manage their workload efficiently and maintain productivity. And last but not least, for our last epic, which is Epic 6, we created two-factor authentication and password recovery, and so that the user can ensure that the system is protected and data is only visible to authorized personnel. So therefore, the sensitive information remains secure and compliance is maintained. So that's all from our epic proposal. Now I pass it to Abiyyu for the next epic.
All right, and thank you. For the first epic that we'll present is about UI and efficiency. So, as a system user, I want to interact with an intuitive and efficient interface so that I can perform my task quickly and with minimal confusion or delay. Now, this epic is divided into three, which is US 101, user story 101, which is all about UI and minimal inputs, so all about the user experience. And then user story 102, which is as a team member, I want to navigate the interface without any setbacks so that I can quickly log my task efficiently. So we want to create a UI for the team member so that they can log their tasks without any setbacks. For user story 103, we want to create a UI for the manager so that they can create a task for their team members, and we want that UI to be efficient, right? For user story 102, we have to create and implement a responsive layout and add logical menu and navigation structure. And for user story 103, which is the manager one, we want to create a manager task entry UI and add drop-downs select for team member selection. Now, for this, presentation, we will talk about user story 102 and 103. Moving on to user story 102, which is efficient task logging navigation, right? Let's say the user starts from the home page, and then to log their activity, we can just click the log activity button in the header, and then the user can choose between by range and one submission. In the one submission page, they can see the start, the date, the time, the volume, organization, the partner activity, and comment. The start date, the time, the organization, department are automatically filled, but we can change them later if the current time is not the activity that you've done. But for the volume, comment, and activity, you have to manually fill them. If you fill all of them correctly, we can just click submit, and we can see your history, right? Now, for if the user wants to submit it by range, you can just select here, and a new field will pop up, which is the start date, and the time field, right, will be deleted as I think that because the time field is relevant here. So we have a new field that you have to put in manually, which is the start date, right? So you can just put in any date before the current date, or anything else, right? After that, you can just submit. Then again, you'll see the your history, right? The date, the volume, the comment, right? Moving on to user story 103, which is to simplify the test entry for the manager. To do this, we have to go to the manager view. So uh, the manager is called Dindo, right? So if she wants to log in to key in someone's task, we can just assign task, click here, this button, and then we can just uh, click anyone they want, right? And then the task title, the description, and everything here has to fill in manually. And once everything is done, right, you can just click add task, and then you can, and then it's done. All right. Thank you.
So for my part of this project is which is Epic 4, basically is about as a team member or manager, I want to ensure that the task entry are accurate and verifiable so that I can trust the data and base decision or evaluation on reliable inputs. So for that, we created 401, which is we created error message or notification so they can see if the task entry are correct or incorrect. And then for 402, which is for the manager, we make sure that all the tasks submitted has proper documentation so that the manager can verify the workflow. So here's our user interface for 401. As you can see, we created a very user-friendly arrow page. So if the task entries are incorrect, it will show the error message to them. So this one is for the one submission. And then we also create the same design for the by range submission. So this is our UI design that is working on Figma. So as I said, we have the read by range and one submission. So if let's say the user have incorrect task entry, then press the submit button, it will show the error message, and then it goes the same for one submission as well. So if they submit anything that is incorrect, it will show the error message. And then next for 402, which is the task submit with documentation, we created the activity page for the manager to see the details of the task submitted. And then there's the download button below for the manager to download the whole documentation of the activity for them to see and verify the workflow. So this is the other UI design for the task submitted with documentation. So basically, the manager can access the administration page, and then from then, he can change the view by to activity, and then press into the activity, and then it will show The show the exact information of the activity the team members submitted, and then here's are all the different types of activity. And then as you can see below, there's the download button so that the manager can download the full documentation and manage the workflow properly. So that's all from me. I'll pass it to the next person for the next epic.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Omar Mohammad Qaid, and in this video, I'm going to present and discuss with you task Epic 5 of our project. So let's get into it. So Epic 5, it's as a manager or team member, I want to view task progress and time logs in real time so that I can make immediate adjustments, manage workloads efficiently, and maintain productivity. And these are stories discussed in this video gonna be user story 501 and 503. So for user story 501, the tasks in this to accomplish this user story is to integrate real-time task updates, display ongoing task dashboard, and to develop notification system. And for 503, we need to build real-time analytics dashboard and include task progress meters and performance indicators. So as you can grasp here, the focus for these two user stories is overall on the managerial view. We need to give the manager real-time data and analytics that show the team performance, how well the teams are performing, and so on. That will allow the manager to make immediate adjustments and to manage workloads efficiently. So let's start. So for the first one, user story 501. So for user story 501, this is the homepage that you will see once you log in as a manager. So first you'll have this small part here that will show overall progress and overall performance. This will give the manager a small glimpse into how well the teams are performing and the number of tasks that are delayed, that are ongoing, the completed tasks. And this will, give a small idea for the manager to know how well they are doing. And also, we also have here a notification bell that will keep the manager up and will keep him up to date with everything that needs to be done and if there is any important issue that he needs to address. Next, we have user story 503. So for user story 503, the manager will have a special page, a dedicated page that will allow him to view the analytics, and he will get three views. He will get the user here, and then the team and activity. And all of this can be chosen to be updated in real time. So for the user, you'll get a list of multiple users, multiple team members, and he can select one of them and check the analytics here. See the last activities done by them, and then his overall performance over the past month to see if he's working more or if he's working less and so on. Next, we have the view by team. So let's say you have team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. You want to see view for team 2, let's say, for example. So you'll get this page. It will show how well the team is working in comparison to the other teams. It will give you here an auto generated analytics. So the manager does not need to do the analytics himself. It will be presented to him. So here you can see the team with the best performance. The overall projects completed in the past month. So you can see if there is an increase because here it shows you the percentage. So you can see if there is an increase, a decrease in the amount of projects being completed, and then the tasks completed. So let's say you have 1,500 tasks. How many were you able to complete? And this will give you also the percentage here, the completion rate. So all of this will allow the manager to know how well the teams are doing, which ones are doing more work and which ones are slacking. And also here you can see, let's say you choose team 2, you can see team members 1, 2, and 3 and which tasks were done by a specific team member. And last but not least, we have the activity page. This will show all of the activities done by all the groups. And you can see a big graph here. This graph will show the amount of work completed. So this one will just let you know if overall everyone's working well or not. So let's get into the prototype. So this is the managerial view right here. As a manager, this is what we discussed earlier, which is the mini dashboard, mini analytics page. This is the notification bell to keep you updated. And then let's go to the administration page. This is updated in real time. So here for the user view, you can see user information, role, everything, what team they are part of. You can then go to view logs. And like we discussed, this is the analytics page for the per user. And then let's go to the team. We want, let's say this team. So for the team, to show you the team leader and then the team members. Let's go to the flow logs. So this is the analytics page. You can see, like we discussed, the overall performance, today's analytics, and activities done by each team member. And last, we have the view by activity. So for activity, you get all of the activities here, the activity information, everything. And you can see the big graph that will show how well, like the number of tasks completed for the past couple of months. And so that's it for my part. And yeah, thank you very much.
601 and 602. So at first, I want to say that our main intention is uh, for this epic is as a system user, I want to ensure that system access is protected and data is only visible to authorized personnel so that sensitive information remains secure and compliance is maintained. Actually, basically, our DHL is a big company, and so their data is so sensitive and is so important. That's why actually we have to ensure that the person who is going to be logged in into activity time tracker, they have to be the legit person of DHL. So also I tried my best to make it easier for the team member for them to log in. Also, if they will forget their password, and also I try to strong the security also. So basically here is the summary. So at first you see this one is the login interface, and I used a code verification here, and also by they can also recover their password, and then they can scan their face for the double layer protection. I use this thing. Also, this one is the login interface basically. So if the team member will use his official email and password, then if he tap the login, then he will be logged in, but he have to give the code verification, the OTP that will be sent to his official mail. Then the system can verify him. Also, I mentioned before that this is a multi-layer verification process. So then he has to go through a face scanning process, by which if he tap on this button, then his camera will be opened. Before opening his device, we'll ask him about the permission, and while getting the permission, he can scan his face. And here we can see that there I used the instruction how he can scan his face, and it's actually basically the biometric scan. By scanning his eyes, iris and nose, and the face position, the system can track him as a real team member or not. If he is a real team member, then he can actually go to the next step, which is verification successful, and after getting this message, he can easily enter to the system and work with the system. Team member forget his password, then he can easily enter his he can't enter the password, so he has to go in there, in here, forget. If he forgot password, he will give his email address, I mean the official email address, and then click next, and he will get a verification code in his email address, the official email address. And then after giving the verification code or the OTP here, he can verify himself. But I mentioned again and again that this is a multi layer verification process. Then if he will forget the password, he have to go through the face scan again. After scanning his face, he will get this message that verification is successful, and then he can successfully reset his password and re-enter his new password. After giving the new password, he have to log in again with his new password, and then he will enter the main system. So this is how it works. So basically I used the face scanning system. This is for because for the protection of the sensitive data of the DHL, because if someone hacked the account, he cannot actually scan the face. That's why this is a good protection layer that I believe. Also, the official mail. The official mail is a personal, is a private official mail. So there the integrity or the integrity is really we can see the integrity here. Also, for the user, for the team members, it will be so easy if he or she will forget his password. Forget his password, it will be so easy for him or her to log in. And this is what I tried my best to make a login interface so easy and user friendly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.